Hey guys, just got out of neurotherapy. I'm gonna try to do this one as quick as possible because my phone is at 7%, so I'm gonna give you as many updates as possible, and if my phone dies, and that's the end of the video. So, I did my, today it's just tiring. I had noticed that I'm more tired during cold days, which I think is weird, but my niece said, like, everyone doesn't want to do things on cold days, to be honest, because, like, your body's like, it's cold, I don't want to go anywhere. So, I, during neurotherapy today, we did, I had to walk forward while doing an exercise with, like, looking at a card with a background on it. And I had to also move it, or I had to stay still and focus on a point and move my head. So either I was moving my head or I was moving my arm. And then after that, I had to walk backwards, so walk forward and then walk backwards. Walking backwards was hard. I feel like younger me would have been like, "Oh, OMG, I can't believe you didn't do this." It was all it was easier for me to think of I counted in my head as if I were marching, but it was also difficult because I know, like, the counting wasn't in sync with my steps. So I either could count to the amount of my steps or count to, like, how far or how quickly I was moving the card or how quickly I was moving my head, or, and it was difficult, let me tell you, like. And according to them, they're going to do another evaluation on this next one. I don't feel like I'm ready to be released from neurotherapy due to the fact that was difficult walking backwards. But I also feel like my headache for neurotherapy has gone down immensely. If anything, like, I do get some symptoms whenever I get out, and I do have a small headache, but it's not like speech therapy. When I did speech therapy the first time, it was like, got this massive headache, and it hurt, and, like, it's not because they're trying to push me to that point. They're just trying to understand exactly, like, what's going on and what we need to do to adjust. I know they're not doing this to hurt me. But my appointments, I noticed that they were on the same day, back to back, and I told them, like, well, I know I get a headache with one of them, with speech therapy for sure, and I do get a headache with neurotherapy. It's just smaller. So, like, if I were to do neurotherapy first, I feel like if I did speech therapy right after, my headache would be that much worse. And if I did speech therapy and then neurotherapy, I would have, like, high symptoms during neurotherapy. So I asked the receptionist to push my appointments, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. That way I would have some time to, like, rest my eyes or rest my body, give it some time to, like, calm down. It was a short notice somewhat, so Friday it's somewhat spread out, but it's not completely. There's this beeping noise that's bothering me. But yeah, I do feel like I'm progressing every day. I'm not keeping track of my my exercises because I do sort cards at least for an hour every day while standing up. And I've been cleaning the house, so I figure that's, like, a lot of exercise because you're vacuuming, you're walking back and forth, you're wiping stuff down. You're organizing, like, you're moving around. It may not be like, hey, I'm gonna go out for a 5-minute walk kind of thing. And I do feel like I can last longer than a 10-minute walk. Me and my niece went to Goodwill yesterday, and it wasn't as difficult for me to get through that time. Like, last time we went, I died. Like, it was awful. And then we had to go to Walmart, and I had to use a little freaking scooter because I was like, I know I can't walk this. And she goes, okay, that's fine. And she's like, it doesn't matter, like, if people, look at you, because they don't know your situation, so don't worry about them. I didn't feel comfortable using the scooter, but I knew I couldn't walk. I knew I couldn't walk all the way back to the all the way to the back of the Walmart and back without like dying. So I'd use the scooter. But I do feel like I can walk around more now. I feel somewhat normal, but my brain still, I feel like where my brain needs to exercise more is the memory part. But what sucks is that there's only one speech therapist here, so her thing books up really quickly, and like she's super nice. I can't imagine being the only like version of her therapist though. Like there should be at least two, you know. But I mean, hey, it keeps her busy. I really do like the atmosphere of this place. They, you know, they're really positive and they're always fun to talk to, and they're just super nice. And that's the kind of, you know, environment that you need whenever you're recovering, because I read this thing that, you know, the recovery process isn't always pretty, and, you know, it isn't. Like, my body doesn't feel that way. But to have positive people around you and to have positive thinking is helpful. That's why I like the reselling hobby that I've picked up. So, cool thing, reselling. I made $320 in profit this month. Yay! Or November. And I have 3 pending orders currently. So I already sent out an order today. I got the customs form for the one to go out for Australia. And I have orders that are going to pen for later that I need to go ahead and prep. And there's one, she's going to pick it up today. She's a local, so I'm really looking forward to meeting that person, because it's not them who plays magic, but it's they're buying it for someone who does. So it'll be really interesting. And I really so one of the people that bought from me, he wanted dragons, merfolk, Eldrazi's, and something else, and vampires. He wanted vampires. So he wanted 50 of each. At first, he wanted like mostly dragons because he wanted less amount of cards. But then we found out, because he told me that he wanted to use his coupon by the 1st. And I told him, wait, whenever you use coupons, they usually have this like weird thing where they're like, oh, hey, you get $5 off 20. And he's like, shoot, that's what it says. I'm like, yeah, just making sure. And he's like, well, I'm like, but I can work with you. We can do a $20 order if you want. He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And we ended up doing that, and he wanted mythics, rares. He wanted mythic and rares on top of, you know, the regular stuff. And I normally, like, I only have rares. I don't have mythics. I do have mythics, but that's from, like, so happens to be in a collection kind of thing. But when you buy bulk, the mythics and the rares don't tend to be in there. You have to buy those separate. So there's somebody coming. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. Let them walk past me. But I have to say, like, he's probably like, I can't wait for the girl that does the artsy stuff to send me the dragon that I sent. She said she painted it. You know, she said she's been busy, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, take your time. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, it's fine. And I'm also gonna get another order for her ready. She needs it. That way I don't have to spend like 2 nights on it. You know, I already found one set of cards that have 7 duplicates, so I can put that to the side for her. She says that like she can do less detail with 5 cards, more detail with 7. I'm going to try to get her more 7s instead of 5s. But I found more 5s than 7s most of the time. And then, but the dragon order was really interesting. I have to recalculate my prices now because of it. And the other order that I got was for rats, infect cards. Infect, like you infect something. And then, what else did they want? They wanted slivers. So, slivers, are only in certain sets, and rats are only in certain sets, I found out. But infect cards, I found out there's only 57. If you know that there's more, just correct me. But I found out there's only 57 cards, and I so happened to run into like 2 sets of 4, so that he had 2 play sets to use. But I couldn't find anything else. I found other cards that like did minus damage, but it's not infect, you know. So I just threw those in there, like, maybe you want these, maybe you don't, it's fine, they're free, it's okay. And also in the dragon one, I gave him I put an extra something in there, and I hope he likes it. I got his thing taped up, and oh man, the Australian order, I thought it was weird. So I have to do customs. Like, I understand it's like flying, so you have to be careful with like everything, and I understand they're trying to protect, you know, country and stuff. But like, I have to write down that I have duct tape, and then I have to write down that I used Gorilla Tape, and then I have to use, like, I ran out of Gorilla Tape, which is why I ended up using duct tape. But I have to write both of those down, and then I have to write down that I set clear tape. Then I have to write down I used like printer paper, and I used a Sharpie on the printer paper. Like, it's really complicated that I have to put all this detail in there, but I understand what it's for. And you know, I'm looking forward to this sell. I already sent him the amount. I just need to figure out how to write this customs form down. So I might just have to take 2 custom forms and put them as one and see if that works. I don't want to fill it out wrong though. Like, if I fill it out wrong, you know, he won't get his package. So I don't want to do that. But hey, it did make it to 12 minutes before my phone died. Let's see what percentage it's on. It is on 1. So thanks for listening, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow, actually, because I have another appointment, and I'm going to update you every time I have an appointment. So progress. Thank you for listening, and I will see y'all tomorrow.